It's Monday, July the 31st, and this is your Barbados Today evening news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. We begin with news of a bittersweet reflection of the life of 58-year-old Colleen Payne of Eden Lodge, St. Michael. Hundreds gathered at the Black Rock Seventh-day Adventist Church this afternoon in an outpouring of support for the woman who was shot while conducting a transaction at the Royal Bank of Canada ATM in Black Rock. More in this report from our Anmar Goodrich boys.
Family and friends gathered here to bid farewell to a woman who had a special place in her heart for children and left her mark on the Black Rock Seventh-day Adventist Church, especially the Pathfinder Club.
There were no seats left in the packed church as hundreds celebrated the life of 58-year-old Colleen Payne, affectionately known as Barris, who was robbed and gunned down 2 weeks ago. In an emotional funeral service filled with tributes in song, poetry, and prayer, Payne's niece, Kiona Noel, reminisced on the memories of her aunt, whom she said will never be forgotten.
I will miss the tons of laughter, jokes, and hilarious stories she shared about work or any encounters she faced during the day. After all, no one can tell a story like my auntie. I will miss her contagious smile and laughter that always accompanied her stories, or her eagerness to tell us any information she thought worth sharing.
In a short tribute, her daughter Shakilia told the congregation that despite the unthinkable tragedy, she is in fact stronger. She is confident that she will be reunited with her mother at Jesus' second coming. Delivering a fiery sermon, Payne's pastor Dale Haynes lamented that the Adventist Church in Barbados had truly lost a gem of a member.
Sister Colleen was a wonderful lady, that's a fact. I'm not saying it to be cute and be charming. I'm not saying it to be politically correct. I'm saying it because it is a fact. The girl has a stern face, but a soft heart. She's an unassuming look, but an unwavering commitment. She sat at the back of the church, but she was up front in dedication to what I'm saying. She was always someone that you can count on.
Payne was laid to rest at the Westbury Cemetery. Anmar Goodrich Boys, Barbados Today.
An elderly man is now in search of a new home after the house in which he has been living for about 3 decades collapsed. 77-year-old Theophilus Cupin was not at home when the wooden structure fell to the ground. This afternoon, one neighbor told reporters how the incident unfolded.
See what here? The house started cracks, and my neighbor said, "Trouble, the Toby house is coming down." And then when I come, I see it flat. And
the chairman of the National Assistance Board, Dr. David Durant, who was on the scene, assured that Cupin would receive assistance.
So at least I breathed a sigh of relief, knowing he was out of the house. But the house is totally collapsed. All have to be done now. I call the relevant authorities to make sure the utilities and so are turned off. And I also call Urban and MTW to make sure they get equipment up here to start taking this away because it's dangerous. And of course, he was attempting to go inside to take out some of the things, and I told him not to do that.
Residents in Fairy Valley Christchurch are fearful after one of their own was shot in the head in the wee hours of this morning. The man, whose name has not been disclosed, was treated at the hospital and discharged. His girlfriend, who did not want to be identified, expressed concern that the gunman could return. Residents insisted that it was not the norm for their peaceful community, and they are hopeful that police would arrest the situation. Upset junior Kadooment leaders are expected to meet later this evening to discuss the results of this year's competition. Kevin Small's Fifth Element was declared the overall winner with Candyland 246, while Gwyneth Squires placed second with Kites at the Garrison Savannah. Trevor Nichols came third with Young Spirits Community Group Color Me Crop Over. Some band leaders, however, contend that Nichols should have been declared the winner since his band won in most categories and amassed the most points. Veteran band leader Gwyneth Squires says they are anxious to discuss the matter with the National Cultural Foundation.
Now, I had more points than the winner. Trevor had double points than the winner. So we want to know how they judge the categories. So tonight we having a meeting concerning that. So by Wednesday, Thursday, we would know who win or who win. Because if it is so that we have the right understanding, well, we lost. But if we have, if we have the right understanding, we win. But if we don't have the right understanding, we lost. But it will go further than this.
Squires told Barbados today the band leaders are prepared to go as far as the law course, if necessary. She expressed concern that band leaders are still in the dark about the criteria used by the NCF.
I am dealing with the principle involved, where I won't use the word the judges. Most likely the judges must know about the criteria, but we don't know about, because every year NCF changes the criteria, every year, and we don't know, you see? So we have to find out tonight what is the criteria that this boy won instead of Trevor. I'm not dealing with me. I ran second. But the boy that ran third, he had more winners than the fella that won.
In other news, this Monday, weighty issues are on the agenda of the ruling Democratic Labour Party as it gears up for its 62nd annual conference next month. General Secretary George Pilgrim told reporters at a news conference today issues including corruption and matters relating to the economy will be tackled.
Revolves around the party conference. We're calling on the office of the Attorney General to investigate allegations of phone tapping under the last administration. I've also acknowledged a resolution coming. It's scheduled to be a call for the office of the Attorney General to make clear for Barbadians the legality of having a legal certificate to practice law. And that resolution we know is going to be highly debated in terms of the concerns that we've heard in the public domain with respect to the holding of this legal certificate.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for what here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody ain't want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Mom, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings now, the United States makes good on its threats to impose sanctions against Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. Branding Maduro a dictator, Washington has frozen the U.S. assets of the Venezuelan leader following Sunday's controversial poll to elect a constituent assembly. Under the sanctions, U.S. firms and individuals are banned from doing business with Maduro. Sunday's vote was marred by violence with widespread protests and at least 10 people killed. And further afield, just 10 days on the job, U.S. President Donald Trump White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci has been fired. The former Wall Street financier had drawn criticism after calling a reporter to give a profanity-laced tirade against his colleagues. More in this CNN report.
We're told that the press secretary, the most people upstairs in the press shop at the White House are huddled in an office right now. We are told that we can expect a statement any minute now. We're supposed to see Sarah Sanders at the podium for the briefing here at about 3:45. But right now we're being told by White House officials that Anthony Scaramucci was removed from this position because John Kelly did not think he was disciplined enough and thought he had burned his credibility. As you know, in that interview with the New Yorker writer last week, Anthony Scaramucci went on this vulgar rant against Reince Priebus when he was the chief of staff at the time, and we're told that that played a factor into that he didn't think he was disciplined enough and, you know, to take on this role in this White House. We've seen a lot of that, and that's been a lot of the speculation about John Kelly coming into this position as chief of staff, is how he would impose discipline on a West Wing that is filled with fighting from different factions of staffers.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Enjoy your Emancipation Day holiday tomorrow and join us again on Wednesday.